Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Andy, and today we have the February monthly reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Welcome guys, I hope you guys are having a really good day. So I'm gonna talk for a little bit, maybe like a minute or two, depends, I talk a lot. So if you wanna skip ahead and get into your reading, feel free to do so. January was really rough for me and for a lot of people. So I'm just getting back into things. So I apologize for this reading coming out a little bit later than it normally should have. With that being said, because I kind of fell off the wagon for a little bit, I will not be doing channeled messages for these readings for this month. So I'm sorry if you like those the channeled part of the readings. I like that as well, but we're gonna skip that for this month just because I don't feel I'm at the highest level I could be in order to be in communication with spirit in that way. And I have a lot of respect for what I do and my practice and how I do things. So it's almost like I just feel like it's kind of disrespectful to try to communicate with them and try to receive messages from your guides if I'm like, you know, not at my highest vibrational state of being. That's just how I feel. It's a very personal thing. So it's just like I want to be very respectful. So it's like I want to make sure that I'm in the right energy in order to interact with your guides and receive messages from them. So that being said, quick disclaimer. You are watching a general reading on YouTube for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, right? So those are for multiple different placements. So someone could be watching for their Venus placement, you could be watching for your Sun, or someone could be watching for the Rising. All of those obviously are very unique. They all mean different things and represent different aspects of yourself. And also, aside from that, everyone goes through different situations and different scenarios. So try to take everything with like a grain of salt, right? If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, it's probably not for you. It's maybe for the Aries that has a different placement than you. It's very for the, you know, the neighbor down the street, you know what I'm saying? So just don't force it to fit if it doesn't, you know, you don't need to. If you don't like the reading, if it doesn't resonate, watch your other placements or find another reader. There's so many awesome readers on YouTube. If you want any recommendations, I got them. I watch YouTube. I watch readings too, just like y'all do. I think that's it. We're gonna get started with your reading, Aries. So hopefully February will be an awesome month for you. I kind of am picking up the energy that it is going to be a more positive month, but I don't want to get like too far ahead of myself and then it actually end up not being so great. So we'll kind of see in a second here. But I am picking up, like, I'm just picking up, like, I feel like a more lighthearted, like, uplifting energy. It's like how it's making me feel. Like, it feels like you can breathe this month. Like that's what it feels like. Oh, finally get a month where you can finally breathe again, or finally just like relax, or just like release. Like, it's just like, I just feel like you guys are just like, finally, like a good break, you know? So we have the 10 of Cups in reverse. So first card out is going to be the most significant. It's going to say a lot about your overall month. So in the month of February, I feel like it's just more so like you're not, I guess like it is kind of like a reprioritization, but it's more so like you're just, well, yeah, it kind of is that. It's basically like, I feel like in this month, Aries, you're really going to be looking at what makes you happy and what doesn't. What makes you fulfilled and what doesn't, you know? When you go to your work, do you come home and you're like, oh my God, like, I love my job. I can't wait to go back tomorrow. I can't wait till the next shift I have because I just want to get back in there. It makes me feel good. The work I'm doing makes me feel good. Or the relationship I'm in makes me feel so fulfilled and accomplished. It's like you're really looking at certain aspects or multiple aspects of your life in the month of February. It's like a review. You're like reviewing what makes you really feel fulfilled, like in your soul, what really fuels you, what really fills you up with joy, and what doesn't, okay? Because I feel like you have a lot of the good things in your life, but at the same time, Aries, I feel like you also have a lot of things that you're entertaining that are not part of that fulfillment. Like there's a lot of things that you interact with, people, situations that you still put up with that are not for your highest good, that don't actually give you anything back other than just like someone being there or et cetera, right? So don't settle. I feel like there's a lot of past situations is what it feels like. It feels like there's a lot of like people or situations that you have been with for like a long period of time, and you're kind of like, well, that's been my friend for years, or I've been working here for years. It's like, you know, so you're kind of like, why should I move on, or why should I want better? Just because just because you're somewhere right now doesn't mean you got to be there tomorrow. It doesn't mean that that's where you're meant to be, right? It's maybe where you are meant to be at a certain point in your life, but ask yourself, are you still finding as much fulfillment as you did when you first started this relationship or this job that you do now? Because maybe it did fulfill you at one point, but maybe now it's time for a change. Maybe it's now time to reprioritize where your true happiness lies. And I feel like a lot of you guys are walking away from a situation. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Like, I feel like you guys want to walk away from a situation, or you could even be, I feel like some of you could even be reminiscing about like situations in the past that you've left, that you have walked away from, or were like, or I think that you could be also reminiscing, and it goes vice versa. So you could be reminiscing about situations that maybe, like situations that walked away from you, or rejected you, or left you, like friends, family, work, maybe you got fired, something like that, where situations that you maybe didn't have a say in it, like you wanted maybe to stay with it, but the situation didn't want to stay with you. And I feel like maybe you could be reminiscing a lot about the past and about what it would be like if you were still in that situation or with that person. But everything happens for a reason, and what's meant for you will be with you. So if it's not with you, it's because it wasn't meant for you. If it moved away from you, it's because the universe was like, this isn't going to fulfill you in the long run. This isn't what's really going to fulfill your soul, so why keep it in your life? And that's where you need to do the other half of the work, and you need to look at all the aspects of your life and really identify what's fulfilling me and what's not. Who's fulfilling me and who's not, you know? And getting rid of what does not fulfill you, because it's only going to keep you from the things that, from really enjoying and really being fulfilled and happy with your life. We have the 2 of Wands. So February is going to be a month where you really need to figure out what it is that you want. What do you want from life? What is it that you demand from the universe, right? Like, what are you commanding or demanding or asking or praying for from the universe or from God or whatever you believe in to deliver unto you? What are you asking for? Do you know what you want? Or are you just kind of aimlessly asking for certain things that you believe that you want, that you believe will make you happy and fulfilled, but you're not actually taking the time to figure out if it's exactly what you need to do? And a lot of you guys are avoiding making this decision. We have Judgment in reverse. So I actually feel like a lot of you guys may know, especially because the 10 of Cups is here, even though it's in reverse, I feel like a lot of you guys know or may know or have a general idea of what makes you happy and what makes you fulfilled, like a dream job or a dream goal or something like that. But maybe it's just really far off in the distance, or maybe it's very different from what you're doing now. It could be something that, like I said, it could be something that you used to do. Maybe you used to do something, maybe like you're reminiscing like when you were a child, like, oh, when I grew up, I want to be this. And now you're all grown up and you're not what you wanted to be. Now you're kind of like, I still want to do that, but my life just went a different way. You can change anytime you want. When you decide, when you affirm within yourself what it is that you want, that's when that door will open. That's when that possibility will become possible again for you. But you need to decide, and then you need to take action. You need to do something about it. It's your call, basically, is what they're saying. It's like, it's your call, Aries. Whenever you decide what you want and you let us know, we'll open up that door for that possibility. But you got to decide. And that's why I always say, like, we work hand in hand with spirit. We gotta do our side of the work, and they gotta do theirs. But they can't do theirs if we're not doing ours, right? So it all starts with you, essentially. And then we have the Sun in reverse. So I feel like you guys are just, it's almost like, I feel like you're keeping yourself from being happy. Because, like, these are literally 2 cards that represent happiness and ultimate fulfillment. And they're both in reverse. So it's not that there's a lack of, it's almost like you can be happy, you can be fulfilled, you can do things that you enjoy, but you have to decide what those things are. You have to you have to know what your wants and what your needs are. And then you have to affirm that within yourself, which is affirming it to the universe and speaking it into existence and praying and asking for it and making that happen. But I feel like you guys, it's almost like, I want to title your video like you're keeping yourself from your own happiness. That's what I'm getting, is that like you can be happy, you can have the things that will bring you joy, but you gotta decide. And aside from deciding, this is what the biggest thing with you guys that I'm picking up on. Aside from deciding what it is that makes you happy and praying for that and asking for that and demanding that and putting your energy towards that, you also, like I said, you gotta cut out the things that don't serve you anymore, because that's what's keeping you from having those things. Because let's say you do decide, you're like, oh, I know what I want, this is what I want, I'm gonna pray for it, okay, this is what I want, so I'm gonna work towards it, but then you're still hanging out with people that aren't good for you, you're still at a job that's not fulfilling you, so it's like, because that shows the universe that you want to be put in situations that don't fulfill you, and that's all you're gonna be getting. Two of Pentacles. It's like, I feel like you're really struggling though, or you guys will be struggling this month a little bit. It's like kind of, I feel like you're on the fence. Like you're going back and forth. Like I know what I want, but then it's like, and it's like, I feel like you guys maybe even know certain things or certain people or situations that you need to cut out. I feel like you know what's not good for you. And I always say this, because a lot of people have a difficult time figuring out what they want or where they want to be. I know for me personally, it's something I've actually been struggling with. But and like most people, and this is what I believe that most people, if you don't know what you want, or if you don't know what you want to do or be, most likely you at least know what you don't want. You know what I'm saying? And we know this because we feel this. When you're with someone, or when you're at a place, or when you're doing something and you feel uncomfortable, or you feel, and not like the uncomfortable just because it's like a new thing. It's like you're like, this isn't, you have that feeling of like, that gut feeling, your intuition, which we need to listen to more, says, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel like where I'm supposed to be. This doesn't feel who I'm supposed to be with. Why am I doing this? I don't feel good hanging out with this person. I don't feel good, to take yourself out of those situations. And the reason why we have the Two of Pentacles, that unbalance, is because I feel like you guys are like, I know I need to stop this, but I'm comfortable here. I think like a lot of you guys are just comfortable in the relationships or in the places or the situations that you find yourself in. And it's like, I think you want to believe that this person, this situation, whatever, is still fulfilling to you. But like I said earlier, maybe at one point it was fulfilling for you, but now it's not. And you got to do something about that, right? It's up to you. You're the only person that controls your life, so you can stay there forever. But I would say that you would be settling. That's what it feels like. Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, maybe some of you guys have some doubts. Maybe you guys are doubting. I feel like you guys are doubting that you can, or that you should want better for yourself, or that you can do better for yourself. We can always do better for ourselves, right? We should always be striving to improve and to elevate our state of consciousness and our state of being as a person, as a being of light and energy that we're really essentially made of, right? Because ultimately that's why we're here on earth. That's why we're humans, because we want to learn certain things that we need to learn in order to improve. It's all part of our soul's journey. Our real purpose, I think, is a lot higher outside of this planet, outside of this lifetime that you have, right? It's very short-lived in relation to how long your soul has been around. So keep that in mind. Watch out for that, because I feel like a lot of it is just like self-doubt. You're just doubting if like you leave, you're like, oh, is there going to be anything better? Maybe this is just the best that I can do with my life. No, don't settle. I feel like you guys are really, really settling. So watch out for that this month. We're going to look at an obstacle or blockage for you. So in the month of February, what is a blockage or obstacle in the way for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? What is blocking Aries in the month of February? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placement. What's in the way for Aries? I heard ego and rage, which I think essentially your rage or anger would stem from your ego. So I'm getting that your own self is in the way. Your triumphant success. Ooh, Ace of Swords. Triumphant success. So a lot of you guys are so adamant about winning, about being successful, whatever the hell that even really is, right? Because success is not a one idea thing. Success to you is going to be different what I think success is, versus it's going to be different from what the neighbor down the street thinks success is, right? Success is something that it's just a word, but we individually will create and attach our own meaning to that word, right? I feel like a blockage that's getting in your way is that your mind, and this is really your ego believes that success is defined in a very specific way. And I'm getting that's probably something materialistic, because a lot of people have that problem. A lot of people think that success is being able to pay for all your bills on your own and blah 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 and this, while other people might just see that that's not being successful. That's just like a basic need. My success is in my health, is in having a healthy life. My success is in my work that I do for free, or what I'm saying is people define what success is, but I feel like your ego has wrongfully defined it. And it's like, I feel like you guys have it's okay. I mean, like I said, everyone's gonna define it differently, so it's not wrong. But I think what is wrong is by having a very fixated point of what success is and not being very open to other possibilities, which I feel like this is what you may have fallen into, is that you believe that success looks only one way. And it's like and by thinking that way, think about this, by thinking that way, if you are not at that level of success that you have set, and like that's what it is, but I'm not there yet and I'm trying to achieve that, then how can you congratulate yourself along the way? How can you make progress? Because for me, my views of success, I view success in a very multitude of different ways. I try to do at least one thing like a day, maybe two or more. I try to do as much as I can daily that I can find a success. You know what I'm saying? I can find these little moments throughout my day that I'm like, oh, that was such a success. Like, I feel successful. I feel fulfilled. Because when we achieve our level or our idea of whatever success is for us personally, that makes us feel fulfilled. It's an accomplishment, right? And that makes you feel really good inside. So I feel like a lot of you guys just need to watch out, you don't have to change, but just think about what you view as success, and think of maybe if you have a very stubborn or very fixated point of view on what success is, and ask yourself on a day-to-day basis, do you have, how often do you pat yourself on the back and you're like, damn, you did that. That was a win for you. How often do you have those moments where you're proud of yourself? How often do you have those moments where you feel like you actually accomplished something and you feel good for doing it, right? Is it every so often? Is it every day? Like I said, I try to do something that I'm proud of myself, and actually, like doing these. After, I fell off the bandwagon for a second, off of a tarot, and I was like, I never want to read tarot again. I literally said that to someone. I was like, I'm done. Like 2 weeks, like the other day, less than a week ago, I lied. I said that. Here I am, and I'm really proud of myself. I feel like this is a success. This is already my third reading. I'm gonna do one more and I'm done for the day. I feel very accomplished, and I feel good about it. So try to, at least think about what it is what do you view as a success, and how often do you allow yourself to feel accomplished for doing something? How often do you allow yourself to have that fulfillment in your life? We're gonna get a message from the angels that watch over you. So for the angels that guide, watch over, one card already fell out. All right, so, I just spit. Did y'all see that? I like gleeked. Look up what gleeking is. Who told me it's called like snake something? I know who told me that. Anyways, so we have the ocean. It says, the deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even the act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing womb brings about desirable effects. Better yet, spend time physically near the ocean. Allow its power and beauty to wash away all cares and concerns. So I feel like in the month of February, your angels are really trying to let you know that the more time you can spend just outdoors in general, but very, very specifically by the water, whether it's the ocean or a river or a lake, preferably the ocean as referred here, but just by being surrounded by water, because you're a fire element and you are like, I would say you're probably like the fieriest fire sign. So having that balance of our opposing element, because I'm a fire sign as well, having the balance of our opposing element, which is water, right? It's going to be the opposite, is going to be the contradiction to the fire element. That really helps become, I'm not trying to say dim your fire, but it helps us become more balanced by calming our fire, by controlling our fire a little bit and helping us understand that a lot of the, like it says, a lot of the cares and the concerns, a lot of the things that we believe, like what our idea of success is, a lot of that really comes from when your fire is like burning on this really fiery level that you're like, I want success, I will achieve this. And that becomes a very fixated, stubborn mindset. And that's how you get stuck on certain ideas. You kind of lose that open-mindedness. And it's almost like your angels want you to like wash yourself, bathe yourself in this water, let your fires calm down a bit so that you can see that it's not all about that I need to win, I need to succeed, I need this to feel this way. There are so many things, like I said, in your day-to-day that you can feel really good about. It doesn't have to be determined by this one thing that you have kind of allowed yourself to believe it has to be just this one thing. Success can come in many different shapes and forms. And that is what you are going to be learning this month. That is your reading, Aries. I hope it resonated. If it did, leave me a comment down below and let me know what situations you guys are going through. I love to read the comments. Like and subscribe for more. I really, really appreciate the support. Share my channel with anyone that you feel like would really, really love to get a little bit of an insight, whether they're into tarot or not. I feel like it's just, a lot of people are really becoming more aware of spirituality, are becoming more aware of like psychics and mediums, and a lot of people are getting into tarot and crystals, and I just love it. I love it, and I want to spread more of this awareness, because I think that ultimately a lot of these beautiful, because tarot is just a divination tool, a lot of these beautiful tools that we use really help us get some insights to expand our consciousness, to break out of chains, and to heal and move forward in a positive way. That's what I set my intentions for all my videos. So I hope that you've received something in this reading that helps you do one of those things or all of those things, and I wish immense healing and blessings for you, and I will see you guys at the end of the month for your end of the month reading. I think that is it. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.